Hi, folks. I'm recording this on 5/16/20, and I'm sharing this series of visions that I had about this time last year. That's roughly in the March timeframe of 2019. And so at the time, I was taking a rooted class at our local church, and we had lessons where we were writing down prayers and waiting and listening to God for answers. And this prompted three visions over three separate days. The first was a vision that I can still see, Jesus at the head of an army out in front, ready for battle. It was pretty quick, kind of a flash, but I still can see that vision of that picture. Second was Jesus at the head of a table of people. This was a feast. This, to me, looked exactly like a wedding feast. That's the impression that I had. Three, this was during our rooted group prayer experience, and I wrote it down at the time. And that was, God is coming back. Get ready. That's quote. These visions and words were impactful, but they weren't overwhelming. They weren't dreams. They were visions and words. And last and not least, kind of to tie this up, I had an open vision one evening when I was going to bed. This was after our prayer experience with our small group. And this was big. I could feel the messenger's presence. I knew something strange was going on, and I asked for God to show me what He wanted to show me. And it was a difficult thing to see and experience. It was basically blood bursting everywhere was the vision, and it was like a membrane had ruptured. And I asked for an interpretation, and it was very powerful. The world is dying, or the earth is dying. And so I'm referencing Revelation 11:18 there. So this was both words and a visual experience at the same time. It was pretty overwhelming for me. I really didn't know what to do with it. And so I asked for more, and um, what I was supposed to do with that. And God was really clear, and He said, "Tell them, tell them I'm coming back, or warn them." It was a sense of urgency, that these things were coming on the world, or these things were imminent. Again, that's my interpretation. I think you get the idea. Again, especially the last one was a pretty overwhelming experience. You could definitely feel the messenger, the messenger's presence when this was happening, and it was difficult. So I just assumed something terrible had just happened. It was really disturbing. Spent some time after that searching the headlines, trying to figure out what had basically broken in the world, and apparently this wasn't something that was real time. It's something that's on the horizon, and so that's why I'm sharing it with you. I asked for scriptural experience or other verification and received it again about this time last year. It was actually in March, after I wrote this, roughly 2 weeks after the visions. And Revelation 18:1 through Revelation 19:20 was the reverse order of the vision, and I just came across that when I was looking for something else in the Bible. And so that was my confirmation. It was hair raising when I was reading that in reverse order of the visions that I'd had. So I've mentioned this to a few people and let them know to use in discernment, and I'm letting you know the same thing. In my experience, spiritual things are tricky. It's easy to get wrong. I would also never say, "Thus saith the Lord." This isn't a regular thing for me, but I do have occasional visions and words. So just sharing with you all per my instructions. God bless you.